Okay, so where were we? So we want to have you working smarter, not harder. It's pure and simple. So therefore we need to know really how long activities do actually take. So how's about this, guys? I'm advising you to and recommending that what you actually do, if you really want to think about this properly and give this attention, is that you do a scoping exercise. So I know this is a little bit of a task, but I think it could be really worthwhile. What about if you do a scoping exercise, and for just 1 week you grab a snapshot of the main activities that take up your time and how long those activities actually take to complete realistically, so you actually know how to schedule properly and how to put enough time aside for things that you need to do. So you could do a list of activities on the left hand side of a sheet of paper, and over the course of a week you just start timing yourself and see how long these things are really taking you to complete, and it will let you really actually know how much time you need. Okay, so another thought I've got on the matter of productivity and work is, let's just assume that wise you already has some solutions to the question of how to be better at scheduling and managing your time and creating helpful habits. Because let's face it, there will be strategies you've used either in work that really worked, or in other situations that really help you get stuff done and pay attention and focus on the high priority activities in order for you to complete and succeed at something you've wanted to do. So what I need you to do is to really think about a time when that's been possible, and to ask yourself what habits you created, what habits did you put in place, and how did you create the discipline to see that through and to make a habit out of that by repeating it and doing it over and over, and how did that support you to achieve your goal? So that's the first thing I want you to really think about. And secondly, I want you to think about people around you at the moment who you notice they really manage very well in terms of they get stuff done. They seem to manage what they've got on their hands. How do they do that? Perhaps you could notice what it is you see them doing that really helps them get things done. And also, why don't you ask them? Why don't you find out from other people around you who you perceive as being really effective and efficient what their little strategies are? Because I bet you they'll share them with you, and those little pearls of wisdom could be so invaluable. So what I'm saying is, you've already got resources around you that could help you here to get clearer and pay more attention to how to boost and tweak your own productivity. But I'm going to give you some top tips too and some strategies. I'm training myself, if you like, to start my day off with asking myself, what are my 3 key priorities? What things do I actually need to give my full attention to today? So I'm only thinking about today, because the week's too big, it's too much. So if I just flip my blinkers on and say to myself, what do I need? What is essential today? What are my high priority activities that if I get them done, the day will have been a success, or I'll feel more relaxed, or I'll feel like I've got things more in hand. It's okay to have a wider checklist. It's okay to have a list of things you need to get done, and it's okay not to get everything done today. That's your desirable checklist, but I'm asking you to start your day thinking about what's on your essential checklist that you need to get done. Everything else can go on your desirable checklist, and you can absolutely come back to that. But for now, I'm saying that doesn't need to happen. Right, some more strategies for me. So let me refer to my little list of things that I've learned along the way that I can share with you, and also that I need to remind myself, because I'm constantly tweaking and learning, as we all are, what I'm doing. Okay, so checklists, really helpful. Again, so it's an everyday thing. What's on the list today? What do I need to get done today? What's essential? That needs a daily review. It's really important that you only attend to the essential list. If that gets done, by all means, knock yourself out and go to your desirable list of things that didn't really need to get done, but it'd be great if they did. Absolutely. But only once you've attended to your essential list, those top 3 things you really need to get done, those high priority things. You can have your top 1, so just 1 thing I need to get done today, or top 3 things I need to get done today. I recommend that you actually ask yourself that the night before. Although I ask myself that every day, I think the night before means that you wake up clear on your purpose and your strategy for that day, and it saves you trying to start your day off whilst you're still half asleep working out what it is you need to do. And also sometimes in the mornings those worrisome thoughts can come into our mind and we start to feel overwhelmed. So start the day already being clear what you need. Okay, next top tip from me. Get clear on your optimum time. So what time of the day are you highest impact? I know for a fact my optimum time is the morning. I get most done. In the afternoon I start to flag. So anything that's really high priority I get done in the mornings. Things that can just get done more easily, they're second nature to me. I can do them with my eyes closed. They're better for me for the afternoon. This is where you need to get clear on your best time. Everybody's different. Might be that later in the days when things really start to, maybe you're a slow burner and things really start to happen as the day progresses and you get clearer. Your job is to find out what's your optimum time and match that with your highest priority activities. Also, when you're just not firing all cylinders, this is when it's best to avoid trying to get stuff done. Maybe there's times in the day where it's like it's just downtime because you might spend 5 hours at that time. You might only achieve 1 hour worth of work, or you might not get much done and end up feeling frustrated. So the best thing in that time of the day where you're just not firing on all cylinders is rest, relax, and do something you want to do. So be time limited. Here's another one for you. Be time limited because be specific with what your task is. So if you've got some tasks to attend to, be absolutely specific and clear about what you're going to get done in, say, the next 50 minutes, the next hour, and set a time limit. So what's the thing? What's the time limit? Set a timer. Look up Pomodoros. It's a great wee strategy where you block out chunks of 20 minutes time. You time yourself. You have 2 of those. You have build it up to 4, and then you have rewards and time off. So the idea is the concept of timing yourself, which is very, very powerful. And it doesn't have to be the best piece of work. It might just be your first draft, but it's a very, very helpful way forward. What else can I suggest? Just check in with the sort of way you're thinking as you approach tasks. Are you having helpful thoughts? Is your mindset going to influence progress, or is it going to help influence avoidance? Maybe you go in worried about what you've got to do and assume you won't get stuff done, or maybe you go in there with a mindset which is, I'm going to nail this, in which case you probably will. Chunk activities together. So lots of productivity coaches recommend this. Chunk activities together. If you've got lots of different email related activities, create an hour's time for your email tasks and do them all together, or else your mind's focused on that one thing. So chunking activities, it could be all sorts of activities, invoicing for example, or clients' notes, or whatever it is that you need to do. Environment's quite important too, guys. For me, when I sit at my busy desk with my notes and my post-its and things, and the windows there and my phone's there, I get distracted. What about take that one task away, create an environment that's really, really useful for you, and what are the conditions in that environment? A lady I coach loves to listen to classical music when she's working. She gets a lot done. I'm not sure that worked for you, but what would work for you is the question. Book out your bunker. So create a wee safe space to go work where you won't get distracted, and be prepared is another top tip. Take everything you're going to need. If you've got an hour with one project in mind, have your computer, have your charger, have your post-its, have your coffee. What do you need? Make sure you've got it with you, and really then you'll avoid being distracted by getting up and looking for things you need. Also, can I just recommend that it might be helpful for you to take the most challenging task on your list and get it done first, because that one thing sometimes is the one thing we procrastinate over, and then it gets bigger and it grows and it snowballs and it feels overwhelming. So why not take that one thing and get that done first, and then everything else is just going to feel really so doable. There we go. Another thing I could recommend, again, my wonderful productivity coach Tiana Wilson-Byes always says, schedule 2/3 of your day or 3/4 of your day. Have an hour or a chunk of time at the end of your day just for that mop-up stuff, the stuff that you never got done, or if an emergency's come up and you had to attend to it, just that little bit of time that, you know what, if everything's done, go home early, or tackle the next day's worth of, list and start and win the next day already. But basically don't overschedule your time, underschedule, and create some space just for the other stuff. What else can I recommend? Work out who your go-to people are for specific things. It really does help to know that when things come up, who might you go to? So if you're needing advice on something very, legal issues, why not go to that person you know who's really clued up on that stuff? If you need advice on a particular, client condition, know who helps you with that. If you're looking at IT development, know who helps you with IT challenges. Work out on who's on your team, who are your go-to people for different challenges you face, and utilise them. That's certainly very, very helpful. I can only highly recommend that you're very, very clear on the time of the day that's not work time, and really block that out of your diary and make sure that that doesn't get used. Unless you're firefighting, make sure that does not get used, because if you use that time, you're using up your precious free time for work that you need to maybe have some fun or top up, and that could affect your productivity. If you don't have your time off, then that could influence your time on and your ability to be really high impact in your time on, and that's a fact. Have space for mentorship, supervision. Have space, have time in your work day or your work week or your work month to check in with someone that can help you tackle these challenges of, your time, your productivity, or who can just help you check in that you're doing well, advise, help, support. Have support. If you feel like scheduling could be really useful to you, there's lots of tools you can use. Two tools that I'm aware of that are really highly recommended by people I work alongside are, one's called Team Week and the other one's called www.𝗥𝗘𝗔𝗗𝗬.com. So check them out if you'd like to use an online type of scheduling tool. And also I mentioned earlier, in a task, anything that involves any more than 2 tasks, it's not a task, it's a project. So just really get clear on whether the things on your list are projects or tasks. If it's a project, it needs a project plan. And a project plan involves a goal, a longer term goal, or maybe several. And then it needs milestones that will take you, the activities and the tasks that will take you towards completion of the bigger goal. And what you really then need to do is, with these milestones, is I can only recommend that you regularly record your progress with each particular shorter, smaller goal as part of the bigger plan, so that each time you go back to it, you don't waste time because you can't remember what you did. You've got that list that says on what date you did what task, and it'll let you know very quickly where you're up to with projects that you're working on that will take you towards completing the bigger goal. So they're my top tips. I'll probably think of several more once I've finished with this video. I guess I've talked an awful lot, but I just wanted to share with you some things I've learned along the way. Some of them I've learned from my own experience, and some of them I've learned from advice and support. Some of them I've learned from getting things wrong, and some of I've learned from people I've coached. So lucky me. I'd love to know which of these top tips and ideas and strategies are going to be helpful to you. So if you want to speak with me about this, let's make sure that we ask the question, what have you learned, and what do you feel you need to give your attention to going forward to really pay attention to your productivity and ability to attend to what you need to do to completely nail it, to get what you need done, to feel on top of things and to feel like you're getting places, because that's what we absolutely want more than anything. So it's Polly signing over and out. Hope it's been helpful. Feedback and share with me what you feel you'd learned. I'd love to hear from you. Take care. Bye.